All right, welcome one and all. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you please type number one in the chat box, let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, thank you. Good afternoon, Brenda. Hey, Jeff, Will, thank you, everybody. Very much appreciated. Loud and clear. Thanks, Andrew. All right. Well, as we get started, keep in mind everything we look at is for education. Nothing's meant to be advice or recommendations. If you find something you like, anything, make sure it fits your own personal risk profile and risk tolerance before ever taking on that trade, that setup, or adding any kind of indicator. All right. Woo! What a day. Actually, what a week. So the last time we were together for Power Hour last week, we were just in the midst of switching over our server. A lot of you had already received emails and confirmations of Power Hour. And then we had a couple of things go wrong on our transfer over to our new CRM, and they were all easy fixes, except the person who needs to fix them is winds up in the hospital with something called, and I'm going to butcher it, I'm sure, but dingy is the way it sounded to me when he told me dingy fever, which apparently is a deadly fever. Somebody in the company, their brother had it on a cruise ship, and it was they had to stop the cruise ship to get him off to get treated. So that was pretty scary. He's back in action now. Almost all of the issues should be resolved. Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. It was touch and go. His platelets were so low they thought they were going to have to do blood transfusion. So, but we are back in action again. He's working full bore on it. I spoke with him this morning on some small little graphic type things that are not working on the site, but we should have fixed all of the issues. If you are still having any problems logging in, please make sure to reach out to us, send an email, and we get it taken care of pretty quickly. We've got 5 different people trained on how to fix that when it does happen. So by all means, let us know if something does come up. Yes, Will said it's mosquito-borne disease caused by, and it's spelled DENGUE. Prevalent in tropical and subtropical areas. Yeah, so he's in India, which apparently it's very common over there. And Andrew did drop the link into support. He'll be the one helping take care of y'all if you do, one of the people, if you do have a problem with something on the site. And if you notice anything not working, a graphic is out or a file is missing, we're going through right now. We've got 2 people full-time, their entire job. The end of last week and all of this week, as long as it takes, is to look at every file that we have, every link, everything, and make sure they're all working. So if you see something, please help us out, let us know. All right, so coming up tonight, if you like it, then you should have put a fib on it. It's a Beyonce song, right? If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. We had 1 class last week. There are 2 more coming up, the 28th today, 8 p.m., and the 4th, Power Hour Trading Coaches Playbook on regular check-in. This week, we've got Inner Circle is this evening. The quarterly is coming up on Friday and Saturday, so that's 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mastermind is tomorrow night. Monster Market Moves is Wednesday, and Trading News in next week. Pop E-mini covered call on their regular schedule. Here's our follow us page. We had some pretty good conversations this week on some additions we're going to do. We're going to start adding even more podcasts than we've done in the past. So you'll see some more of that starting to pop out there, as well as a whole bunch of shorts. I know this week we didn't record. The week before we did 17 TikTok videos. So we have a lot happening out there. Brenda, I have not done Trade with Rob all last week. My team was too focused on trying to get everything back in sync with the website. Friday, ironically, Friday I was with the person that owns Genesis, which is the data provider to Omega Charts. Flew to New York. We sat down, strategized on a couple of things that we're going to put together this upcoming year, some things we're going to do. But you did not miss anything last week. I did not get to do any. It is on the docket to get back to them today. My team has eased up. More of it is now on the programmer in India. And he, like I said, is working full-time on trying to fix anything that's gone awry for us. Here's our Trading Boss Manifesto. Download it on robertjroy.com, on tradinglikeaboss.com, and on wealthbuildershq.com. And you're going to start seeing some other Wealth Builders sites pop up. We were talking about brand authority, and if you go into Google and you search Wealth Builders HQ, just 3 separate words, Wealth Builders HQ, everything from every one of our social platforms pop up, to the website, to Trading Like a Boss, to Robert Roy. We have multiple properties pop up. You're going to see a bunch more start jumping in there as well. But Trading Like a Boss, you all should go there on a regular basis, because every week it should be kind of your first thing I do this week is go here, because everything that's setting up for this week, whatever we've got going on, is right on that page, right? And speaking of which, let me just show you, we've made some adjustments to the legend over here. So color-wise, it's still the same, but down at the bottom where it says patterns in a flash, this is going to say Q&A/miscellaneous. We don't run any real patterns in a flash other than Q&As. So we're going to change it, same color, but all your Q&As, with the exception of covered call, will be, because it has its own category, will be there. And any Q&As and any miscellaneous classes that get put on will be there. Yeah, so there's there's Wealth Builders, there's a real estate company, Wealth Builders, there's a stock market company, I believe they're something finance in Australia, that was just decimated with negativity on how bad things were for them. So yeah, you gotta put the HQ in there. All right, so Andrew, take a look at what Brenda dropped in there, please, and see if you can help her out with that. I appreciate that, Brenda. Thank you very much. Okay, good. So Andrew will help you with that right now. Let me bring us back over to PowerPoint. Guys, listen, I have not done any online classes like this. I haven't taught anything on Fibs new since 2017 is the last time I've done one. Here it is, 2024. So we got almost 7 years since we've done a class on Fibs. Make sure you jump in there. Make sure you check out what I'm talking about. I'm going to lay out for you an entire strategy this evening. We're going to go through candidates that are working right now, and we're going to analyze the various setups of exactly what we're looking for trades for tomorrow using these exact Fib setups. Oh, I don't want to do that yet. What trades did y'all do? Drop them in. As you are doing that, let me share with you a little bit from Pop from this last week. So these were, I did this on Thursday, so this would have been Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's trade setups. So we had one win, one lose, and one break even. AMD went against us. We had 10 contracts on AMD, and we lost $195 on our 10 contracts. Chipotle Mexican Grill, we got in at 59 3/4. We got out at 59 3/4. 20 contracts, but $0, just a little bit of cost and commissions, but we don't count that. And you may count commissions in your numbers. I don't. I believe if you run a business, then you've got a thing such as a category called cost of goods sold, COGS, COGS, cost of goods sold. This is the cost of goods. You don't say, I bought this bottle of water. Yes, it is water, Mountain Valley water. You don't say, I bought this bottle of Mountain Valley water for $3, and as a store, let's say, I bought it for $3 to sell at my store, and it cost me 50 cents a bottle to ship it to me. I don't count it as $3 plus the 50 cents. The $3 is my cost. The shipping is the cost of goods sold, right? It's a whole different category. I want to make sure I know what my inventory cost is. It's not shipping. You can't claim that inventory as value in your business. The inventory, meaning the shipping, cannot be inventory. Tripp said 57.6% rate of return on IWM Scalp this morning, right out of the open. Nice. Very nice. Excellent. Good job, Tripp. Very good job. United Healthcare was our home run trade, guys. We did this on the 24th, so it was on Thursday. We did 10 contracts. We got out on Thursday. We got in when the stock was at 569. We were bearish on it, and we were up 561, and we're up 58.50 on P&L, getting out at 561.5. So about $8, $7.5 to the downside. So if we look at UNH on Tuesday, which was right here. So we opened up here, right? We ran up pretty quickly and failed, right? If we go back and look at a 5-minute chart of UNH, let's go do that, and let's move over to 124th, right? So that was here. Right, so let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so you can see the first candle was a gap down, and we ran right up. We pulled back, we closed right there, and then there's the break and the goodbye right in through the end of the day. So excellent, excellent, excellent move on the day, right, for United Healthcare. Now, I wanted to point something out, right? On UNH or on any of these companies, you may look at that $5,000 and say, Rob, I can't do 10 contracts. There's no way in God's great earth I'm putting that kind of money in for 10 contracts. These are one contract trades. So UNH, forget about this column where it shows 10. The way we built the spreadsheet originally was you could either do 10 or 4. And that's what it's looking for to do color coding and other things, right? Since we're only doing one contract here, my cheat is just leave the 10 in there and only put down we did one exit, right? So on UNH, we got in the same 569. We got out at 561 and a half. $585 on one contract. We lost 19 and a half on AMD, and we still broke even on Chipotle. Right now, if we look, last week was 21 and 22. What did we have in here? We had two other trades that were 21, which were Netflix and Tesla. We made $916.50 on one contract of Netflix, and we lost $39 on Tesla. So we've got our AI topic, and we're going to talk about that today, but I really want to spend just a moment on why the negatives, and if we go back and look for anything that's negative, right? Here's a big one, right? $858 on Lilly, right? And then we go up to Google is $39, $19 here, $19 here. Why, right? $19 here. Why are we having such small losses, with the exception of that one? Here's a big one. Coinbase, one contract, we lost $429. That was a big move against us, right? Here on Costco, one contract, we lost $273. But on Coinbase, we made $702. On Costco, we made $663. On Booking, bigger company, let's not even talk Booking, right? So why? What's happening there that the trades that go against us, for the most case, are fairly small? And you'll see that in tonight's, if I could put a fib on it, training. We'll talk about that. I'll show you some examples of that. But the reason is the entry point. That's what it comes down to. For me to take an entry on United Healthcare, I needed it to close near to, so it opened up about flat, pushed up immediately. One candle pushed right up to resistance. Bulls tried, and the bears were, yeah, no. And then we saw the drop, the retest, and the fail, right? That three-step pattern of close near, fall back, retest, you take the trade, so it's boom, 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 right? That retest pattern has the highest probability of being right. But when I say that, I'm talking about it with the smallest risk in the trade. If I were to take let's just say that we have a candle here, I'll draw it this way. Let me get this here, right? So let's say that this is today's candle. And we close there tomorrow, right? And then the next day we gap down and we open right here. And we open right there. If I decide to take the bearish entry there, where it opened here, my stop is still, I'm going to draw the stop in blue just so you distinguish it. My stop is still going to be right up in there somewhere, just above the 558.61. If we move up, retest and fail, my stop is in the exact same place. The exact same place, okay? So what's just happened there, right? By setting up in the right location, by taking the trade at the right time, it gives me the highest probability of being right, along with the least potential risk in that trade. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the home run. That is everything of limiting what it's going to cost me, because I made sure that my entry point was clear and concise. That breakout by itself, this right here does not give me a good trade setup. Now, if it broke out, retested and failed, and you had enough time left in the day, you trusted the pattern, you liked what the market was doing, then absolutely, yes, I'm good with that. You know, the one on United Healthcare for Thursday was one 5-minute candle, gap down, and we went all the way back up to where we were. That could have been nothing more than one trade that someone put in and inverted two numbers and got filled at this ridiculous price because the market maker went, ooh, cherry pick, thank you. Right? It came right back and then failed off of there. 2 attempts at it, 2 fails off of it. One a little bit clearer than the other. I like the second one a little bit better than the first, but we're still only 20 minutes into the market, 30 minutes into the market. Very, 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 very small amount of time that we're talking about. Okay, so nothing to really be concerned with there whatsoever with that move down first, that big gap down, and then the recovery, because it was a fake breakout, whatever it was. Now, did we wind up back in that same direction? Yes, we retested and we failed. We had a confluence of the 8 moving average. Everything was great, right? Everything was a great setup on there at that point. Okay, so when you're looking at your numbers, of what you're doing on your trades, make sure, let me just move this one out of the way, make sure that you have everything set up in such a way that you, when you're looking at your risk that you've taken, I know all my trades are the same. And what I mean by that is I know that if I make a move up, if I make a move, a gap down, it's got to make the move up and retest before it fails on that bearish trade, right? If for some reason I choose to do something different, whatever just happened, I'm watching the news and the news channels are all broadcasting that Russia has just taken over the United States. The new drink of choice is vodka, and whatever the national food is, I have no idea. Okay, you see where I'm going with this. And the market just starts to flail to the downside. I'm not waiting for a retest. It's not happening. But I will write a note as to why I did it. Because when you go back and you look at your trades, you should be analyzing them not just from a did I win or did I lose, because you could have made a mistake. You could have bought a call when you wanted to buy a put. You could have done a million different things that were not the way it should have happened. Bush, that's what I thought, Trip, but I wasn't sure. But thank you, right? A million different things could have happened along the way. I want to know, was it the right trade, which is why originally when I started trading, I came up with a grading system, a 1 to 5 grading system. One was I took the trade exactly how it was supposed to be. Whether I won or lost didn't matter. It got a 1. 5 was, oh yeah, I did nothing right. No, right? And then I now use rank and bias. Rank is bullish, bullish, neutral, neutral, bearish, bearish, neutral. Those 5, right? That's my bias. My rank is a 1, a 2, or a 3. A 1 says I close near a fib line and the moving average is near it. Number 2 says I close near a fib line with no moving average near it. And a number 3 says I'm in the middle of God's country. I'm nowhere. One second, guys. Trying to find where I hit something. All right. And that's today. But when I first started trading, I didn't have that. But ironically, I did that without knowing what my ranking system was. Meaning I wasn't looking at it based on rank and bias, which is how I base every trade now. I document every bias and every rank when I take the trade. But I documented whether it was the same setup that I want. Did it break out, retest, and fail? Right? If not, I'll make a note of it. Otherwise, the assumption was, yes, I took the trade the way it was supposed to be taken. Right? And that was critical. That was key for me anyway, for my success. All right. So let's go talk about the S&P 500. So we're kind of all over the place. We gapped up, we ran up a little bit, we pulled back, we bounced back a little bit again where we are now. We've got a doji looking type candle, not really doji, but doji looking, right? The open and the close are fairly close to each other. Tiny, 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 tiny difference in there. Very close to each other, right? Overall, our bias is bullish. Our rank is a 3, but we're not done for the day, right? So we've got nowhere near a support or resistance level, so nothing changes there, which basically almost means to the point of neutrality. You know, oh, stay away, Dracula, right? No, not interested. We're neutral. So the market's not, we're bullish, but the market's not giving me a clear signal. We could go up to the fib line, we can go down to the moving average. Nothing here is saying, jumping off the page at me going, yep, this is what we want to do. I do like that our 55 and 21 are still a decent distance apart, but because of the last 3 days where we have played ping pong for a good part of the day, inside of the 8 and 21 moving averages, they pinched down. Not a bullish signal at all. It's a signal of, I wouldn't say weakness, but of neutrality. Yeah, we flattened off. If the 8 is pointing downward, now we start getting into the bearish conditioning there of the overall market. But not what I'm seeing right now, right? Whatsoever. So I really want to see us get above that 54.80, 58.55 level. right? That's our, and of course, our all-time high, we actually should have a line drawn on that all-time high, which is right there, right? It is a key level. It is something we're shooting for, right? So that 58.78 would be our next target, but we got to get above 58.55. So now we're only talking 23 points above that is all-time high. And you know that we're going to keep pushing the envelope and pushing the envelope and seeing what we're going to do, right? We're going to keep attempting to make that next smaller high. You know, we did it here. We had a high. We tried to make, again, we didn't. We made a little higher high there. And then we tried it here. We tried it here. We failed, right? The rest of these days. And it's just been just very slow and steady, sideways-ish type pattern, with the exception of the one big move Friday that failed and brought us back into a bullish neutral bias on Friday. This is the first time we have been bullish, if we close here, since Tuesday of last week, right? That was our last bullish candle of the week. So downside 57.96, we've got confluence of our 21 moving average. Upside, we already said the 58.55 and the 58.78, and then 59.18 and 59.35. 59.35 is 100% extension, which I'm very much looking forward to hitting. I think I think we're going to see it happen, regardless of what happens with war, regardless of what happens with presidency. I think you're going to see it hit that no matter what, right? Unless something crazy, nutty, stupid happens news-wise, I don't think either presidential candidate is going to drive it that far down that we're not going to make the attempt at that 100% level, right? Will it happen in the next couple of days? I don't know. But I do see us moving up into that level without a doubt, okay? Let's look at VIX. We got nothing, honey. Okay. We're still in green. Lower edge, lower portion of green. If we scrunch this down, green is 18 to 28. We are way down at the bottom of that green zone. Nothing to worry about whatsoever. 19 is our new reality, and that's okay. I'm not worried about it. Our selling positions are getting a little bit more premium. Our buying positions are costing us a little bit more, but none of them are where we're going, oh my God, we're in trouble. We are so much in trouble right now. That's not the case whatsoever. We're not contending with that. We're not dealing with that right now at all. All right. So overall market's doing well, right? It's just a matter of that next leg up. And every time we make the attempt, we break out here to new highs, and we flail around for a couple of days before we get a big move up. And we hesitate for a couple of days, we make the high, and now we're just flailing around a little bit, right? That's what we're looking at. It's a very strong market. We've broken down before below the 8, not hit the 21, but we broke the 21 last week. So there's still, and look, that's more of what we're looking at when we call it a doji. That is the true doji pattern right there, right? Where open is the equivalent of close, right in there, okay? Oops, let's get it. 3. All right, fantastico. Okay, so let me bring us back into presentation mode. And I want to talk about using AI for trading. Now, those of you that are here from Inner Circle, you've seen some of this when we did our and Mastermind. You saw some of this when we did our Trader Super Summit a week ago, 2 weeks ago, whatever it was, and a little over a week ago, I guess. And we went through some of this for AI. Today, we're going to talk just for a moment about it, but let me ask you a question. 1 for yes, 2 for no. How many of you are using AI in your trading now? Give me 1 for yes or 2 for no. And while you guys are answering that, I'll let you know that in case you haven't heard, we had brought Options AI on a while back. They have actually merged with another company called Tradier. So Tradier is a stock and options brokerage firm. I don't know if they do futures. I used them many years ago. We had connections with them for another company that I was with. But other than that, I've not. Okay. So, but there has been a transfer of leadership or whatever you want to call it. There's been some kind of merge between the two of them. And I heard a rumor last night, I have not confirmed it, that the folks over at, goodness gracious, Trey over at Forex, the futures and Forex. Oh my goodness, why can't I think of their name? Company that we talk about regularly. Trading resources, Trade Pro Futures and Forex. Thank you. Wow. That was just interesting. I heard that they merged with them as well. I don't know if it's true or not. I have not talked to them. I do have it on my list to speak with Trey this week to find out if, yeah, senior moment, exactly, Trip. See if it actually is true or what. Brenda said, I don't know how. I'm a little edgy. I don't know how, and I'm a little edgy about using AI for anything. Okay. Here's the best thing about the one we're going to talk about. There are multiple platforms out there. Do I trust Google's AI and Microsoft's AI? Probably not. Okay, because I would guarantee they're tracking what you are looking for just like they do search results. Okay. The folks over at a company called Perplexity. Now, you want to do your own due diligence on this company. Okay. They, from what I have been told, they do not use your info in their LLM, their large language model. So your searches, your data, your education is not used inside of there. Okay. So you can go here and ask it here. Give me a chapter by chapter summary of candlestick charting explained. Introduction to candlestick. Candlestick charting originated in Japan over 100 years ago before Western bars. Basic candlestick concepts: candlesticks versus bar charts, single candlestick patterns, two candlestick patterns, three candle patterns, trend, right? And what I love the most with these guys is they give you the resources that they pulled it from, right in there. View 5 more, right? Chart School, Investopedia, Dummies, whatever that is, DL. But they give you that component out there, all right? So you get some news info. So now if you're asking for, and when I do my book summaries, I do it more than that. I ask them to a summary of candlestick charting, chapter by chapter summary of candlestick charting explained. Whoops, can I edit it up here? I'm very good at using ask a follow-up question. Also give me the top 5 bullet points per chapter. What I've just done is I've created a book summary by doing this. All right. So basic candlestick concepts, here are the top 5 bullet points: real body, shadows or wicks, color coding, body size indicates strength, shadow length provides information, then candlesticks versus bars, and now it's listed out the major bullet points of this, right? So you can go in there for a book and ask for the details on a book. Now, there is a lot of controversy over whether or not any company should legally be allowed to do this. And there are lawsuits against GPT because how did candlestick charting explain make it into public domain that it's readable? Okay. Good, bad, or indifferent. It is what it is, what it is. Okay. But you can build, and when you write something and you like it, you would want to save it. Okay. Now you can use any platform you choose. It doesn't matter to me what you use. I'm just telling you that when it comes to any kind of news that I look for in the market, Perplexity is the place that I go to. So there is a biohacker that I follow. His name is Ben Greenfield. I was watching a video of him today, and he said, I've taken every one of my 400 plus podcasts, every video I've done, every document I've done, every book I've written, and I've uploaded it into my counterpart on my website, where you can go there now and ask it anything about me. He said, I probably have just worked myself out of a job because you won't need to hire me for coaching any longer, because you can ask it these questions and it's going to give you the answer from my database knowledge. We're doing the same thing right now. We've built charts, or chats rather, like these for strategy creation system, for trading plans, and the likes, and we're building more and more and more of them out as we speak, okay? But once we have it, we save that prompt, and I save it offline. Don't trust that a software program doesn't crash and it doesn't lose everything you have. It has taken us months to build out everything that we have, right? At some point, you'll see I'm gonna, on our tradinglikeaboss.com, I'm going to have the top 10 prompts that I use personally on Perplexity. We're going to give it away for free. So you'll be able to go there and download that document for free, and then you can research these things every single day. But one of the things that you can do here, if we go and create a new thread, that will keep this one about a book summary. So now if I want to change the book, right, I can go ahead and just change the book around. I already have this here, and I could just copy it, paste it in, and change the book around. GPT, you can actually go in and modify your search so it doesn't add to what you've done. It actually reruns it all over again. But if we go over here and it says, ask me, we answer, right? Let's see. Brenda said, I trust you a whole lot more than I do AI. I understand. Listen, don't put financials in there. Don't put personal information in there. Ask it what stocks announced earnings today. What are we on? The 28th? 10, 28, 24, Monday in the US stock market. Give it to me in a table format and let me know how much the EPS was originally expected to be and what the actual EPS came out as. So a couple of things here, right? I'm going to tell you right now, I made a major mistake that I never do when I write prompts. Never do, right? And that is, please tell me. When AI takes over, I want them to remember that I was nice to them. I was polite, okay? Please tell me what stocks announced earnings today, 10/28/24, Monday in the US stock market. Important that it doesn't pull stocks from the Asian markets or whatever, right? Give it to Tome, give it Tome to me in a table format. Let me know how much the earnings per share were originally expected to be and what the actual earnings per share came out as. Okay, don't worry if you spell things wrong or any of that stuff. Holy mackerel, even put a chart in there. Look at that, baby. Right? Wisdom Tree US earnings 500, 60.78. It's up 30 cents, 0.5%. Expected earnings per share 97, actual 97, right? Blah, 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 blah. Notable earnings on, I guess didn't give me, it did not give me charts on the rest of them. I don't know why it did on this. All right. Blah, 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 blah. It's important to note this list may not be exhaustive as earnings reports for all companies announcing a statement may not have been captured by provided. But now I can go up here and I can find Benzinga is got a couple of them that are listed there. Then it's TradingView, Benzinga, Interactive Brokers, Globe, Newswire, right? So I know where the news has come out from, right? Just tell me, give me in the text chat, what are some of the ways you think you might be able to use this? What are some of the other things you might be able to ask? What do you think? How else might you use this in the market? This meaning AI. And once again, use any platform you want. I got that little multicolored, almost circular icon on my Windows-based machine that I put my mouse over. And when I click on it, it gives me this pop-up of Copilot, right, for Google. And then there's the one that comes up for Microsoft, there's Google's version as well. There's X has their own version. Many of them do. Even, goodness gracious, go to Amazon and ask a question, and it's using AI to analyze everything that's been written about it to give you an answer. Right. So Jim said earnings list before market opens is what you asked for. Might be a lot more earnings reports after the market closes. That is why for a short list. Absolutely. Yes. 1,000,000%, Jim. I could have asked it for the earnings that were announced after market close on Friday. Absolutely. You're thinking outside of the box. That's exactly what it is, right? We got a small list. Could you ask it for a list of economic reports today in the US? Granted, you can go to Forex Factory, right? Because you come back here and change the date, run it every day, and just get a list right there of what it is. I like Forex Factories, just giving you an example, right? Some people may not like Forex Factory. They don't want to go to a different website. They'd rather just get everything all in one. And it might even pull from there. I don't know, right? What about instead of asking for earnings, what if you ask for something such as, please tell me the analyst don't worry if you spell it wrong, it knows the difference. And if you use the wrong tense, it still knows what it is. Ratings on Apple stock in the US markets. List in table format all of the different analyst ratings. Look at that. 13 have it as a strong buy, 8 have it as a buy, 11 as a hold, 1 sell, 1 strong, 0 strong sell. Right? The consensus rating for Apple is moderate buy or buy based on ratings from 33 to 36 Wall Street analysts. Right? Additional insights, consensus price target, will give me more than I asked for. Right? And then it gives you some other things down here. What are the price targets for Apple stock from different analysts? So you could click on that and run that one. Oh, I'd like to know what that is. What are they saying it's going to be? Right? What are analysts telling us it's going to be? The only thing is I like them in table format. I'm not a big fan here like this. Low estimate, high estimate. Okay, so 225, 213, close enough to a table in this individual analyst targets, right? So overall, some good ideas. Trip put in, please give me a list of the biggest news stories on 10/28/2024 for the US companies in the stock market. Bingo. I tried to copy a Trip. For some reason, it won't let me copy, but you get the idea, folks. AI is going to become a major part of it. And those, Brenda, I understand your hesitation, but I sat back a little over a year ago and listened to Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, who's a major social media person out there, business social media person. Listen to him say, you've got 2 years, and if you don't get a grasp on AI, you will never be able to catch up. And I think you don't have 2 months left, my personal opinion. Right? I know someone that taught at an AI event last week, and he had 150 people in his room, and he asked him, how many of you know what a GPT is? And these were business owners, and less than 20% of the people in that room knew what it was. Right? I sat in an AI event this year, in 2024, and watched someone say, once I set up my Facebook ad, how do I get it to people? Do I have to give everybody access to my Facebook account so they can view the ad? They had no idea. That's the level of what people don't know. And this is going to be, 1995, 2000, learning computers where, my parents were left behind big time. And my in-laws have still never used a computer in their life, right? My mother-in-law's phone is an old flip phone without any real digital stuff on it at all, okay? If you could get a dial with a circle on a flip phone, she would take it, all right? So you got a lot of choices or ideas of what you can do with Perplexity. Again, use any other ones. Use any other platform you're happy with. I don't care. Now, this is free, by the way. I'm not using a paid version of this. There are other advantages to paid versions, but for the most part, everything that's out there now, all of the GPTs, I believe, are all free right now. Claude is another one. You get into specialty programs, you can't access those. Midjourney is a graphics program, you pay for it, but you can go into ChatGPT, and you may be able to do it here also. I haven't done it, but you may be able to ask it to create you a graphic, right? We created a graphic the other day when we got together with the gentleman from Glenn from Genesis. We created a graphic while we were there together, showing them what you could do on some of the AI stuff, right? It's pretty cool. Now we did it on Midjourney, right? Which is a paid program that we use. And if you're a graphics person, if you're a person that geeks out on photography, very high quality graphics, and you want to input, like from photography, I've got these prompts that are 400 characters long. And this was the aperture, and this was this. It's stuff I don't even know what it is, but man, it gives a great photo, right? If you want to do that, great. But if you just say, give me a realistic photo of whatever, right? I made my kids' cards with Santa sleigh flying over New York City skyline that said Merry Christmas Gina and Merry Christmas Sabrina, right? Two different ones, right? All on ChatGPT for free. Doesn't spell very well. I had to fix the spelling, but Midjourney does much better. I think the iPhones have a custom dial screen, not like the old Rotor. Maybe, maybe. iPhone has their AI built into it right now. My daughter's husband, my son-in-law, I guess I got to get used to saying, my son-in-law waited to buy a new phone. We all got our phones 8-9 months ago. He waited. He wanted the newer iPhone when it came out, not because of AI. He just wanted to wait for the new one. And it's got AI built into it now where you can do all kinds of stuff right inside. Jim says, does AI mean how good your data is and search engines work? What makes AI different from previous search engines? I guess I'm asking what the definition of AI is. Basically, Jim, it gets very good at analyzing large language models. So the core capacity of what they're able to do, right? Go do any search on Google. And it used to be, now it's changed a bit, but if I had a website, and if you looked at the bottom of some websites, you would notice that there'd be a massive amount of white space down there. I mean, you could scroll down for 5 minutes in all white space, right? And then it would say in white letters, I would write the words, I'd write my keywords, stock market education, and I could write it 100 times, 5,000 times, whatever the number is. Google would see that and go, wow, this is a really important website. Look how many times it mentions stock market education or options trading or whatever it is, right? AI now Google has figured some of that stuff out, and you can't get away with that white space, white text. They don't count it any longer. They'll actually penalize you for it. But Google they don't have the computing power to go out and grab as big of a data set. Now they're working on it, which is why you're starting to see some AI pop up on Google. I've got my Google set to give me AI. There was something that popped up one day that said, do you want to be a beta tester for the AI? I said, yes, I want to see what Google's got there, right? But basically, it's going out there and just the way it is able to manage or read the large language models, the LLMs, Jim, is what it really comes down to, right? AI is artificial intelligence, is what it stands for, but it's being able to read it and interpret it without becoming stupid. ChatGPT is starting to become stupid. Why? Because it's taking people's input, and when they're giving it wrong information, it's adding it to its database. An attorney, a company that created software for attorneys, got sued, millions of dollars they lost because an attorney used it and it was the wrong information, and he got sued, they got sued. So it's taking bad data as well along the way. So you always have to check everything. So Brenda, it's George Peter Thomas, GPT. Chat GPT, right? It is what it is. All right, let's go ahead and let's jump into candidates. What stocks do you want me to take a look at? Drop them in. I'm going to go ahead and grab all symbols here. Tripp said AI can add reasoning and decision making to searches and other tasks. Yes, I mean, listen, we've gone so far is we have a person on staff right now that her entire full-time job, she's only working 20 hours a week right now, but her entire job, every hour she works, is nothing more than AI. She runs AI programs for us all day long. All day long, right? We have multiple websites that we have. We're adding 5 or 6 more out there as well. and we write things for them. We're gonna start having multiple blogs out there, and we're gonna use AI to help us write some of them. After we train it on my way of trading, that's the important thing. Train it on my way of trading. Okay. So it's chat, like we're having a conversation, Chat GPT. So if you just go to Google and search Chat GPT, there it is. Ta-da! Chat GPT. All right. OpenAI is the website, chatgpt.com. Right. We have multiple of these. Right. I don't want to leave that open there because that's got some proprietary stuff in it. We have multiple of Chat GPTs that we pay for. We pay for Claude. We probably have about 10 or 12 AI tools that we pay for. All right, well, have a great one. Whatever GPT stands for, Brent, if that's what you're asking, I don't know. I've never really paid attention to it. It was, as far as I knew, it was the name of their software. That was it. Other than that, I don't know. All right, so Jennifer's asking for AVGO, which is not a Vago. Broadcom, right? Hopefully it comes up. All right, there we go. You know what? Let me get rid of this bar. Okay, good. So right now, Jennifer, we're in a neutral bias rank of 3. Nothing about this exciting. $11.69. 79.80. We don't really need to split the level here. We're okay. We're right on the cusp, but we don't really need it at this point. So I'm looking at 169.5 is the downside target, and that 175 is the upside target. Right, and the 175 is a confluence of the 8 and the 21 fib moving average level right there. Right. Wondering why it's down after a good earnings report. So Jennifer, a lot of times the earnings are expected. So if they came out with similar to what they were expecting to make 22 cents per share, and it made 22 cents per share. The stock could be down because it's not the earnings themselves, it's the forward-looking statement that they put out. But we expect this and this and this and this to happen. Next quarter, we're only going to have 21 cents or 20 cents or whatever the numbers are. So the forward-looking statement is where a lot of them come in. That's where a lot of them get hurt. Or there was just a run-up into it expecting a better than earnings announcement, and it didn't happen. So I hope that helps, Jennifer. Brenda's asking for SPY. Yeah, but breaking your heart. Okay, as long as it's not breaking your wallet, we're okay. So SPY, we are up 209, but it's a black candle, Rob. Yes, but remember, from where it closed, it gapped up. We're still up higher than we were on Friday. That's what it's not the color, the candle color that's giving us the plus. The candle color is open and close, or open and where it is right now. That's what the color of the candle represents, whereas the up $2 represents Friday's close to price right now. So we're still in a bullish bias. We're in a rank of 3. You guys see in the theme, the first 2 positions we look at, including the market, the S&P 500, is neutral. It's not giving us a good spot to trade off of at all. I mean, not at all. So we can get a bounce off of the 8 moving average, which would be great, but we're in the middle of nowhere. I don't take bounces off of moving averages. I would prefer to take the bounce off of a fib line. Confluence of a moving average, 2 thumbs up, baby. I love that. But the moving average itself, it's not for me, right? I may use that as intraday. I'll take an intraday moving average that's nearing a fib level from end of day. Yeah, I'm good with that. But that's just another confluence back to the fib line. On the downside, we're going to run into that 580, which is the 8 moving average. Not a lot of room down. 579 is the one below that. 585 on the upside. And that SPY, just like S&P 500 we talked earlier, has been a major resistance up in there. If we put a little recent swing high up here. And I do love this tool on Omega charts that it snaps right to the high point. All right. So Brenda, there's SPY, and you also asked for AMD. All right, so AMD has earnings coming out. You got to check it, but the 29th, which is tomorrow, right? I don't know if it's pre or post, but it is, look for tomorrow. We're in a bullish bias right now, rank of 3. So again, we're in the middle of nowhere. With earnings coming out, I'm in position number one in the chair. I ain't doing nothing. Oh, goodness gracious. A little bright there. I'm in position number one in the chair. I am doing nothing. I am just sitting back. I'm going to wait for that earnings to come out, especially with us being at a 3. If we're at a 1 today and we bounce, I don't care that earnings are tomorrow. I'm taking the trade. If I get my setup, I'm taking the trade. Right? Now, I don't care if it breaks out of the 162 today. I'm not looking to take a trade. It's taking too long. Too far of a move. Not what I'm interested in. I'd rather see it close near it and bounce. AMD is after the market today, Trip said. Thank you for that, Trip. Very much appreciated. Right? So, Brenda, I hope that helped. But I'm looking at 162 on the upside, 155 on the downside. Right? If we break out in either direction from earnings, 172 is upside and 147 is downside. If we break out of either one of these two lines, the 50 or the 618. And then Jennifer asked for Meta. Let's get the whole fib. All right. So we gapped up today. Let's bring it back in now that you saw the entire fib. We gapped up today up to here, and we pulled back. So let's go look at a 5-minute chart just for kicks and giggles today on Meta. This was our gap up and our pullback, and then we got underneath it, and we've stayed there all day, right? If we go back to the daily chart, we're just at that 577.71. So now let's talk about the winner, right? So far on the day. Let me get rid of the crosshair. When we opened up, this was our open right here, right? This is our high, right? It is abundantly clear in both of those, the bulls were in control. Right? And if you remember back to the 5-minute chart, I can't go to it right now because I have to get rid of the drawing first. But if you remember the 5-minute chart, we had that move up and then we move right back down. Okay. If we look at it from where we are now, which is now, we'll put not closed because we're not. We look at now and our low, right? On the low, the bears were in control. No question. Bears are in control. Right now, it's hard to say. We had a pullback there, but the bulls are holding at that point. So we don't necessarily have a clear winner. It's now, right? If this was the end of the day, to me, the bulls held. And that would be a winner for the bulls if that was the case, right? I would give that one. If this was close of day, I would give this to bulls, right? Because we held at that level. Post-market, pre-market tomorrow, the market tomorrow, all can change that, of course, okay? But overall, not bad positioning for what we're looking for. Once again, Meta has earnings now. Let me get my crosshair. I think it's 29. No, it's 30. Is it? Let's see. 30th. Yeah, on the 30th. There's a tremendous amount coming out on 29, 30, 31 of major companies announcing that. The Googles of the world, a lot of pop stocks, 29, 30, 31. Announcing. So, but if we close right here and 30th is Wednesday, if we close right here, we can get a bounce tomorrow. Move. Actually, I'd like to see a gap up tomorrow. Bulls are in control. I'd like to see the pullback. Bears are trying to take it. Give me the bounce. Bulls took it back. Did not let the Bears keep control. That would be my entry with 591.62 as resistance, and probably 590, 589.5, 589, somewhere around there would be my target. Lots of opportunity with my stop probably down here about 73, 72, somewhere around there would be my stop. Oh, that's a big stop, Rob. It's a $570 stop. Yeah, it's a big stop. Absolutely is. It's about 25% of the distance of these two lines inside of here. Whatever that 1/4 comes out, that's half. That's about quarter. So 73, give or take. Jennifer said, when you look at the bigger picture, it seems to have about the same pullback and then go up. Let's see. Let's look left. So one of the things we can do with the dollar difference tool, if we look at the last move from up to down before we got a pullback in there, yeah, let's do the way we would have drawn the fib, which takes us to 13 bars, right? If we look at it from here, I would draw the fib off of there. That would be 18 bars, right? This is $107. This is $100, $91, $92. Okay, so there are a little bit of differences in there, but very close. Now we look at the pullback. We do the exact same thing on the pullback. $46 on the pullback. $41.5 on the pullback there. So yeah, there are see the ABC pattern, ABCD pattern, A to B, where we started from A to B, pull back to C, and from C to D, right? And then we start the pattern all over again. All over again. All right, I think that was all of them in there. Jim said, search Google for what does ChatGPT stand for, returned. ChatGPT stands for Chat Generative Pre-Trained Transformer. Like in the movie, the Transformers, I guess. GPT is a type of large language model, LLM, used in artificial intelligence. Yes, yes. So you did much more research on it than me, Jim. Yeah, thanks for the analysis. Hoping it goes up. I get it, right? We all got a place we wanted to go, right? Brenda did say thank you, Jim, for doing that research for folks. Listen, here's the thing. I don't want you to be afraid of AI. Just be cautious of what you do with it. That's all, right? AI is going to be the thing. The thing about it is right now, a lot of companies that are saying they're using AI are using nothing more than filters to find things, right? AI needs to be trained on a model, right? Trained on a system, which we always do, everything we do, whether we're writing a script for something or we are looking for a candidate for a trade and we're plugging it in, it's based on my personal trading rules. That's the way we do it. With the advancements we've made in the year, 6 months from now, 6 months, come March or April of next year, you will not recognize AI from what it is today. So much of it is not even thought of yet of what it's going to do. That's how advanced it's going to be. You need to jump on that train sooner rather than later. The executives in our company were told that their job is reliant upon them working 2 hours a day in AI. 2 hours a day. We've got a person that's her full-time job is AI. We have someone else who's her boss who puts in much more than 40 hours, not by my ask, but he just works till all hours of the night because he's digging around in AI how to do different things. He's probably in it 6 or 7 hours a day. Okay. So just jump in and play with it. You'll learn by playing with it. I didn't want to get into AI when it first started because of lots of bad data, but sounds like Perplexity at least is doing much better. So if it's true where they're not adding your bad data to their data set, that's wonderful because you can't be feeding it something wrong, right? There's enough out there of people lying and making stuff up that it's better off to just, you can't go out there telling people you're going to win on 99.7% of your trades. And there are people out there that do that. I guarantee you'll never lose. I worked with somebody like that once. Guarantee you, I've never had a trade go against me. Okay, sure. I'll bite. Why not? So as long as you're feeding it good data, Perplexity, listen, use an offbeat email address if you want. I use an old, I talked to Brandon with this last night. I use an old Hotmail address that I have, right? Go ahead and use a Hotmail address if you have one. You can't get them any longer. It's Outlook now, but you can't get Hotmail. And there was no background check. I want to use this email address. This is me. Okay, here you go. You have no idea. And it's an address that no one would ever associate with me at all. Yeah, there's enough craziness out there, right? At this point, Brenda. Yeah, they made one trade exactly, and they stopped, Jennifer. Yeah, Jim said, did I hear NVIDIA is doing AI? NVIDIA is AI, Jim. They represent what AI actually is. And it's all because of their chipsets. They are more advanced than anybody else. I mean, we're talking about things that need sub-zero temperatures to be able to stay cool enough. They're buried 200 yards down below ground level, and just crazy what they're doing. But that's why I'm so hyped on NVIDIA. I love them. Oh, did you sell your NVIDIA stock? I add to my NVIDIA stock. I ain't selling my NVIDIA stock. I'm adding to my NVIDIA stock. You guys do what you want, right? These are opportunities to add to your stock, not sell it, in my opinion. Not yet. They're too valuable of a company right now. You know, they went from $75 to they've almost doubled in price since April of this year. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew, do me a favor. Would you drop the link in again for tonight's Fibonacci class? If you like it, then you should have put a fib on it. Guys, take advantage of this training that's out there tonight. I only have this one and one more, and then it's gone. So don't miss out on it. Don't pass go. Don't miss out on collecting your $200, right? I'll leave the room open a couple of minutes. Go ahead and grab it. Y'all have a great rest of your day. God bless, and I'll see you at our next one. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.